Okay, so I'll tell you the scenario first for what is mean by an alert and how to handle it. Okay, so this is a demo automation website. Okay, which is having this particular URL with this alert section. Okay, and whenever I'll try to click on this particular box, this particular alert, JavaScript alert, what came. Okay, so you can say a alert over here appeared. Okay, and here is an OK button. We just clicked. Okay, so what is the issue before going for actual code? You cannot inspect this particular part. Okay, so in different browser, you might see this alert box will came at the top portion, or in Firefox or in Opera, you'll be able to see this particular portion of alert at the center of the screen. Okay, but let only just to check whether it is an alert or something different as an pop-up, you can just simply mouse over on that thing and just try to right click. Okay, so I'm trying to right clicking on this particular alert and it is not able to give the inspect menu. So this confirms that this is an alert. Okay, so here we are having only option to dismiss this particular thing is to click on OK. Okay, so how to deal with this particular scenario? So as you know, this is the prerequisites we are actually following from last 3 4 sessions, and this is the actual code. Okay, so we are actually hitting this particular URL in the browser, which is actually Chrome, and then I'm trying to find out first the web locator or web element for this particular button. Okay, and when I try to find it out, not this one, actually the alert box to show. Okay, over this, because we actually jumped over to the actual website with this particular section alerts directly. So we have to try to find out the web element for this particular button first, and then we just simply clicked over it. So after that, what will happen? The alert got came. Okay, so for that, to just click on this or to deal with this alert, clicking on this OK, we have to simply clear alert, the reference variable, and just driver dot switch to dot alert. This is the line you have to write. Okay, and alert is the interface. Okay, and when you write this particular thing, you get the capability to actually get the text inside this alert. Okay, this text only, I'm what I'm trying to say, this particular text you can fetch it and compare it with your expected answer. Okay, or expected requirement. Okay, and over here what we are trying to do, after switching to the alert, means the driver actually pointing to now this particular alert, and now we can fetching, able to fetch this particular text, and then just simply printing the text of the alert. Okay, and just to click over this OK button, we are having alert dot accept as a method. Okay, and it will actually click over here and the alert got dismissed. Okay, or we are just accepting that alert for following the process. Okay, so I just execute this particular script. So the browser got opened. It will click on the button, alert got generated, and it says clicked on OK button. Okay, so whatever the text we had fetched from the alert, here it came, and due to this alert dot accept method, it got clicked on the OK. Okay, so this is really simple thing how to handle an alert. Okay, now the second scenario according to this alert, JavaScript alert, is this. Over here, if you try to click over this button, you'll get to see some different text, but two different options. One is OK, one is cancel. Okay, so you pressed cancel, got printed over here. Okay, and if I try to place on OK, I'm accepting the alert. So you pressed OK, got came over here. Okay, so for this, only just two step got changed. First of all, you have to find the particular button which actually need to be clicked. Okay, so alert okay cancel is the first web element. We have to switch over here, click over here. So by default it will came over here, we are clicking over here. Then the second web element to click on this particular button, so the alert got generated. Okay, and then we are simply clicking on that, and then our driver pointer needs to be switched to the alert to deal with this. So once again, alert, you can just simply give any reference variable name, driver dot switch to alert, and then alert dot accept. Okay, so and then after that, as we are doing automation testing, I just simply need to verify after clicking on this OK button that whether the OK button is pressed or not. Okay, so might be possible depending on requirement to requirement. Some in your application or the current application you are actually doing the automation, it may not came. Okay, but as this is a demo website, it is coming over here. So we can just simply verify this particular stuff to confirm that we are actually generating an alert and clicked on actually OK button. Okay, so for that I had created a web element which is for this particular text after clicking on OK. Okay, so alert.accept, and then I am doing an assertion as we are using JUnit framework over here. So assert equals, and this is my expected text to be came after click on OK button of the alert, and this is the get text from the actual scenario. Okay, via automation. Okay, so now if I try to execute this, it will actually verifies and pass our test case also. Okay, so whenever you are writing any sort of code, you must to write a assertion over there. So it will switch to the second, and it just simply really came fast and clicked on OK. Okay, so over here we are not trying to print over anything what kind of text got came here, this text or this text. We are just fetching it and just doing the assertion. Okay, so if you try to check it over here, why it actually failed. Okay, might be possible there is an no such alert exception. Okay, okay, you can skip this part also, but to just to handle this alert with the OK button you have to use accept. Okay, now just consider the second scenario. You have to click on this cancel button. Okay, so for pressing the cancel button you are having the alert.dismiss as a method. Okay, so if I try to execute this, it will actually click on the dismiss or the cancel button, which is actually having the method internally dismiss. Okay, browser got opened. So here you are able to see you pressed cancel as a text. Okay, so this is about the alert. Now this third sort of alert you can able to see or you have to deal with is over here. Alert with OK and cancel with accept and dismiss as a method, but there is a text box. You have to enter some sort of text over here, and after that particular text got verified internally from backend, you can click on OK. Okay, and whatever I had written over into this particular text box got came over here. Okay, then only simply what get changed into the this particular scenario is that first of all we are switching to that particular section over here and clicking on this button. So we'll have to deal with two web elements and just simply a click operation, then switching to the alert. Okay, and then just alert dot send keys, and I'm just sending this particular text. Okay, and then alert dot accept. Okay, because we need to send keys and click on OK button. And then after, I'm just doing the assertion. Might be possible this particular assertion having some synchronization issue. So it might get fail, but you'll able to see till this line, the code will absolutely run perfectly fine. Okay. So I'll just execute this code. So it will switch to the text box alert. It got sent and it got okay. So we are actually not printing anything till this line. So you can even just add a thread.sleep to actually see what is happening. Is it actually sending that particular Tom Peter as a send keys? Okay. So I'm just writing once again. Okay. It is not sending. Okay. Okay. Let me just check once again. Something happened. Okay. Let's just run once again because I had written the script a while ago and might be possible the locator or something got changed to the website. Because those are the demo websites, but the method is almost the same to deal with the send keys. Okay, it's not doing over here. Let me just check. Okay, we'll do it for five 5 seconds. Pause and then actually give a 5 second pause. So I'm actually executing once again this particular scenario. It's really doing really fast. Okay. So guys, I'll request you to try with this particular scenario. Nothing got actually changed. Might be possible some issue in this particular script, but you have to first switch to the alert.send keys. If the alert is having this particular text box, then only you can send the text over into this particular text box. And then if you wish to click on OK, you have to use accept as a method, or you have to click on cancel, you have to use dismiss as a method. Okay, so this is about alert. Now questions. If you are having any doubt about this alert,
What are those last two lines? Web element alert confirmation message.
I'm actually trying to verify after writing some sort of text over here, after clicking on OK. So hello, and this text got came. So I'm trying to find out this total string and then verifying that what I inserted into the text box over here. So it will came over here. I'm trying to verify it. You can just use the assertion, okay, for that. So this is a testing, and till this you are doing the automation. Okay, so this is the verification point, assertion.
Yeah. So what is this true comma alert confirm? I mean, this is not
Okay,
like expected an outcome actual.
so what this particular line actually I am I had written over here alert confirmation message means this particular web element. Let me just copy it over here and just try to show you have over here. See, so for this line, this is the web element. Okay, and I find it this XPath for that. Okay, so this particular web element, if we get text for it and try to use the contains method as till this line, it will actually get the text which is in total this particular line. Hello automation testing. In our case, it is Tom Peter. Hello Tom Peter user, how are you today? Okay, this will keep and then contains are expected because we had sent the Tom Peter as an send keys. Okay. And this particular total line as we're using contains will return us as an true or false as an Boolean condition. So if this particular condition will return as a true, which is actual versus expected. So this is our expected part. This should be true. Okay. And we are trying to confirm that this will came as a true. So true and true will become actually pass this particular assertion. Got it?
Okay.
So in assertion, you can give string versus string also, boolean versus boolean also, double versus double also. So here expected, here is the actual part. So what this particular line is returning, I have to just simply use over here a boolean condition also. Sometimes we use this condition in if part, correct? So if this condition got satisfied in if part, the internal code got executed, or the particular if part got not executed if this got false. So if this got false, true and false will not be become as in true. Okay. So this assertion got failed, and we can say that there is some issue in this particular website. Okay. So when I written this particular script, it is doing the thing, but somehow things got changed. We cannot rely on the sites which are really on the demo portion. Okay. So just to show you different sort of alert, I got that this particular site should be good. So I had written the script for this particular site. Okay. Clear, Manish?
Yep.
Okay. Now just switch to frame handling part. So what is frame? I should tell you first. So in previous one of the lectures, I had shown you one of the line where we have to switch the frame. Okay, so let me just open that part also just to show and drag drop options. Okay, over here might be possible. Mm-hmm. This is it. Okay, and I must open this particular website. So here, while doing the actions class or using the actions class for mouse actions, just to drop over here this box to over here target. So here you are able to see a box. Okay, and I told you in the previous session that sometimes this box will appear as an visible, or sometimes you'll have to manually check that whether any frame is available into this particular total as a website or not as a website on this particular web page. Okay, and just simply the same thing over here, as this is a very demo site, so you are able to see this is a frame. Okay, so our motive over here is to type something inside this text box. Okay, so what you do generally, or what we do generally, we just go to this particular website, click on that relevant button if needed, and just try to find out the web element for this particular text box. Okay, but this particular text box, as we are going to learn about frames, it is available inside a frame. Means you can actually, okay, I should use, I will annotate it. Okay, huh. So this is in total is the web page we are actually dealing, and we are trying to find out with any locator strategy available as a web element to convert this particular text box, and then we'll use the dot send keys as a method to send some text over here inside this text box. But what I'm trying to say here, this is a visible frame. Okay, sometimes in actual application or in live application you are not able to see this sort of frame. Okay, which is very visible. So what is mean by a frame? So let me just clear this, and I'll go to inspect. So over here, this particular total web page is having a head and body tag. Okay, inside head there are some relevant information with different tags, and inside body for all this particular buttons, this text, this logo is code written over here in the form of HTML. But whenever a frame came into picture, you can consider this inside an HTML page. There is a one embedded another HTML page. Okay, so one HTML page containing another HTML page. Okay, so developer might be sometimes use this frame concept. Okay, so it is their call where to use or where to not to use. Okay, so if I try to inspect this particular box, okay, which is our motto is to sending some keys over inside this text box. First of all, I'm trying to go over here. Okay, I inspected this particular box, which I also know that this is a frame. Okay, so if you able to see at the top of the page, we are having head and body section for this entire web page. And for this particular box, we are having a separate head and body tag. Okay, so over here, you're able to see head and body tag. Okay, and at the top, if you go just few lines up, you are able to see an iframe as a tag. So if I'm moving the mouse over here and you are able to see that this particular total portion got highlighted. Okay. And it is having a separate document, then HTML, then head and body. And if over here some text is available, then for that particular text, different tags and different tag name with value, attribute and value were available. Okay. So how will you actually going to decide that whether it is a frame or not? Just check every time before going for any complex scenario or your, it is actually a part when you actually do some practice. Okay, whenever you are getting some sort of exception from Selenium, that element not found exception, okay, or no such element exception, so you should doubt or check once again that this may contain a frame. Okay, so how will you actually switch to this frame, or what we need to do first is going to actually came over here with this particular URL. Then after, we have to first switch our driver instance to this frame and then deal with this particular text box, which is very simple. Okay, so for this inside the script, I had written a first web element single button frame over here, which is this particular thing. Then I clicked over here. Then after, as I told you, this is a frame, iframe. So sometimes, as I forgot to mention, sometimes this tag will actually having the name iframe or frame only. So if I just close it, go to inspect once again, and I'm having the doubt that this page will contain a frame, just do a control F, iframe. You have to search the iframe, okay, and just go down, 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 and you are able to see over here the iframe is available. Okay, or sometimes you can even search for frames. Okay, so both tags will actually work, and you have to switch that particular thing. So how will you switch it? You have to write driver dot switch to, just like an alert, but you don't have to mention something like as in frame is equal to. You have to simply write driver dot switch to dot frame. Then after, inside this particular frame, this particular method will take as an argument to accept that frame as a web element. Okay, so you have to find out the web element for that, for this particular frame. So how will you find out this web element? You have to go over here. Okay, then I just moved one step above. Here id is available. Okay, so I just simply copy this XPath, or you can even just try to type it over here. Okay, so over here I had just written frame ID single frame. Okay, and then here it is available as an ID. Sometimes you will not able to see the ID, so just go one step above and just try to connect with this iframe. So it will actually point this particular total frame, entire frame. And now, due to this total line, as this is a web element for frame, and we are trying to switch this particular our driver instance to this particular web element, so our driver instance is now inside this particular box. So I'm just using the word box inside this particular frame. And now whatever available inside this particular frame, you can just play around with it. Okay. So what I'm trying to do over here, just trying to find out the web element for the text box, which is our actual agenda, to type some text inside this text box. Okay. Now, and I'm just sending some keys over here. Okay, so this will actually type some text over here. Now after that, now if the scenario will actually, as in total, is that you have to type some text over here. Okay, and then you have to just click over here, or you have to fetch this particular text. So for that, now as you switched into this particular frame due to this particular line, our driver pointer is inside this particular HTML document, which is a iframe. So you have to came back, or tell your driver to just came back to original HTML page, which is in total here. Okay. So you have to switch your driver pointer once again to the original page. We can say it as a parent frame or the default frame. Okay. So I'm just switching back with using this particular thing, driver dot switch to default content. Okay, so it will actually go back to the original page or parent page, and I'm just trying to fetch this text, which is this one. Okay, so our driver pointer came back to our default content or the parent frame, and then I'm trying to find out the web element for this particular text and fetching the text and printing it. Okay, so I'll just now execute this particular scenario. So yeah, it got started. So it will first switch to the frame. If we added any sort of, okay, synchronization might actually fail this particular thing. Okay, test got inserted, as you are able to see, and it just closed the browser really fast, really quick. And this particular demo automation demo site text got came. as we are switching back to our original page and fetching this particular text. Okay, so don't miss with the point that whenever you are dealing with frame, first you have to check manually. There is no option that you simply just get to know that this is a frame and this web element is available inside a frame. You have to manually go and check for the iframe or frame as in text or in this find box, and then you have to deal with the web elements, and you have to came back to the original window or original page or the parent page, I should say, and then just do the different other things if the scenario needed. Okay, so without switching back to the page, you cannot do anything. So this is for frame handling. Now just go for the different scenario. Okay, so for this, here is the second scenario, frame within a frame. Now you just can imagine it like as an, this is a total HTML page, parent page, then one frame, then after the second frame, and then a text box. Okay, so in general, this particular frame writing part from the developer side, it should be avoided, and according to some W3C standards, uh, it should not be, it should be prohibited, but generally developer used to do so. Okay, so we cannot having the having the control over here that what they actually writing over to develop this particular page. So this is a chain of frame into frame. So first of all, what we need to do over here, go to this URL. Okay, now our driver pointer is in the actual main page. Then we have to switch to this particular first frame, then we have to jump to this second frame, and then try to find out this web element and type some text. Now till this point it is simple, but what if we have to once again deal with the main page contents? So there are two methods. What we did, came to the this main page, then the first frame, then jump to the second frame and this web element. So what we did, we have to just reverse it, came back to the this frame and then main page, or just you can directly jump to the main page. So how will you do just direct jumping and just doing back and forth into this frame and then main page? It is written over here. So for this, we are having actually first web element multi-frame button, which is over here. This button, this is the web element. Then I find it out. I clicked over that. Then what I told you, I have to switch to this particular main frame or this first frame, I should say. Okay, and then I had find it out by XPath. I switched that. So now our driver pointer is in this frame. Okay, the outer frame. Then we have to switch to this. So once again we have to write the line driver dot switch to frame and just find with XPath or any other locator strategy inside this frame method and just write over here. Okay. Then now our driver pointer is in this second frame. Now we can simply just try to find out this text box. Okay, so for that I had written a web element reference variable and this locator strategy xpath, and just I am sending this test once again as in text. And then what I told you, that you can, if the scenario is needed that you have to fetch or do something over here. Okay, or we are just simply doing the fetching this particular text, as we have to check our driver pointer is pointing to the main page content once again or not. Okay, so for that you have the method driver dot switch to default content. Okay, so what this particular line will do, actually just directly jump this to main page or the, yeah, the main page. Okay, or if you wish to just go with the chain, you can just jump to this frame once again and then jump to the main page. Okay, So for that, we are having driver dot switch to parent frame. So this line will do actually switching from this frame to the bigger frame or the previous frame, and then we have to once again write driver dot switch to parent frame. So it will point our driver pointer from here to the main. Okay, so you can, depending on scenario to scenario, you can just switch back and forth. If direct pointing is needed, default content is the method, or you have to write couple of times the switch to dot parent frame. Okay, so it is more like a scenario base. Okay, and then this is the simple thing, that just fetching the text which is written over top over here, and then fetching the text and printing it. Okay, so just run this particular scenario. So it will click on the second option, then it just directly switch to the second frame, and by this particular line default content, it just switch to the main page and fetch this particular text and print it on the console. Okay, so any doubt in this particular frame handling concept? It is just the simple thing, you have to do something with alert, but in the frame you have to actually go and manually check whether the frame is available or not. When you get some inappropriate exception, when you're actually really sure that our XPath or the locator strategy for the web element, just like I'm telling you for this particular thing, is really sure that this will be correct, and our ID is showing or Java is showing some exception. Okay, so at that time you have to just inspect the page, check for iframe or frame, or just you can simply go for it something like this, which I usually used to do. Just first go with the this particular element, then make it some bigger, and just go and try to find out up with some lines, and you'll able to see after some point of time some frame or iframe as in tag. Okay, so this is the thing we have to do. So any doubt, questions about frames,
No, sir.
Manish?
So, does this ever happen that frames are there, but we are not able to see it?
Hmm.
How frequently we come across this
Even
scenario?
I'll show you one website which okay, uh, one of our student get a scenario to automate, and she'll actually not able to find out the frame. Okay, she got missed that point, that frame can over there. The website is first try dot e, I guess. Okay, so over here in this particular page, I actually didn't remember properly, but uh, somewhere dealing with some web elements that will actually inside a frame available. So let's just quickly check whether it is any frame available over here. A frame, okay, with second, third, okay, mm-hmm. Then okay, now four, five, okay, ID, and if we open it, it is having a frame document HTML. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we are trying to automate Amazon.in. There you'll actually get some sort of frame in some different scenario. So now I'm not able to find out for which web element it is inside a frame. But in this website, uh, as you're able to see, some web element can inside in a frame. Okay, so frame could be sometimes trickier, or sometimes if you are actually in alert of that particular thing that this may happen. So as a good tester, good automation tester, you have to find that particular thing manually. There is no option. Or sometimes I should say, see, over here this is visible that this is a frame, this is a box, and this is a frame. If you right click over here, you'll able to see few frame source. Okay, I'm not sure about it that this option sometimes will not came, sometimes will came. What is the reason? But this is the second option. You can choose to do so. Just right click and try to find out option view frame source. So this will definitely tell you that this is a frame, means at least minimum this is a main page and this is a frame. Okay, you over here this is also a frame. Okay, so got clear, Manish?
Yep. So we'll have to open the console and manually
Yes.
write
Yeah.
iframe
Yeah.
or do a right click and see this option view frame source.
So for this option, as I didn't told you, I'm not sure that this option sometimes will came, sometimes will not came. This is system specific or website specific, or what is the reason? But I had faced this particular challenge that if I tell you key directly right click and do find out this option, but this is not reliable one. Okay, so go play around with it. If you are having this option, then it's really easy. Then just check this particular thing first and just go 3 4 lines up and above, and you'll able to see the frame. Or you have to manually try to find out first iframe as a word inside the HTML document. Okay, shall I move to the next one then?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So now, as we had discussed about alerts and frame, now just discussed about the pop-ups. So nowadays we actually used to use this particular ad blocker thing. So what are the ad pop-ups or on the Naukri website? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just someone came to my house. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes as I'm trying to click over here, this sort of pop-ups you are able to see, but you are having the ad blocker in the original browser. Okay, so but in automation you'll have to deal with these pop-ups. Okay, so this is a pop-up. How should I say this is a pop-up and this is a browser based pop-up? That this is having some title over here. Okay, I'm having the button controls over here, minimize, maximize, and close. Okay, even this is also, you can say in a different word, this is a tab. But I, if just drag, click on this and drags down, this will become a pop-up. Okay, and then if I wish to just place over here, this will become a tab. So don't confuse with tab or browser pop-up. The handling thing via Selenium side is just the same, but the representation somehow visually is different. Okay, so this is also a pop-up. So people sometimes ask you in interview how to handle browser pop-up. Okay, or they just simply ask you how will you handle pop-ups. So you have to ask them first, are you asking about any window pop-up which will actually came in some website, you are trying to click on button and some window pop-up got came that where you wish to save this particular file on particular location. So that we cannot handle. But as this is a HTML, okay, as this is a HTML thing, we can handle it. Okay, this is a browser part. And for this tab tab thing. Okay, see, this is also a tab. So they might ask you how will handle different tabs. So this is the same thing. Okay, so this is really a good website which is having the representation of both in a single thing. So I'll tell you the code for that, which is really simple. Okay, so this is prerequisites. Then first of all, go to this particular website. Okay, and we wish to first generate a pop-up, then we can handle it. Okay, so I'm closing the previous ones. Okay, over here, and I wish to click over here first. So we have to find out the web element. So this is the web element for this link one. Okay, by link test I'm trying to find out, and then I'm just clicking over here. Now this is the actual part. When you click over here, internally, whenever you try to open any website, a ID got generated. So that particular window ID, or let me just came over here. Yeah. So that particular window ID got generated, which is random every time. Every time you open this particular website, internally a window ID got generated for this. Okay. And then the internal things from Selenium will deal with it. So we are actually playing while doing this handling thing for pop-up. We have to switch between this main page window ID to this ID. Okay. And then we can actually try to fetch this title for this pop-up. Okay, or if there are some web elements which are not over here available, so you can play with it. Okay, so switching from this ID to this ID, we have to came first and try to find out the IDs. So the parent ID for the parent page, and the for pop-up or the tab we have a separate ID, which is every time for every execution will get changed and randomly got generated, which is not in our hand. So you have to fetch the both IDs and tell driver that switch from this ID to this ID. Okay, just like frame, we are switching to this, but frame is inside a single HTML page, and those are the two different HTML pages. So if I try to inspect this, here is the HTML code for it, and for the parent, if I try to inspect this, here is the HTML code for this. So over here, you are able to see two different documents which are not inside, like just like a frame. I had mentioned that this document inside, if this was a frame, it will available in iframe. Okay, but as this is a tab or a pop-up, we are having two different HTML page, and the pop-up is over here. So for this pop-up, this is the inspect menu, and for the main page, this is the inspect menu. Okay, so how to find out the window IDs? So for that, you have to use set. Just like list, we are having the set. Okay, and set is having the properties to store unique elements only. Set will not allow to store duplicates. Okay, so this particular set is a sort of string offset, because the IDs got generated in a form of alphanumeric character, and we are actually handling it with strings. So we are storing it inside string. This is the reference variable handles as a name. Then driver dot get window handles is the method, which the answer of the question. How will you handle different tabs or pop-up? So get window handle is the method. So now this will actually give you inside this reference variable or in the form of set a two different window handles. So now if I ask you how many HTML page are available over here on my screen right now?
Two.
Yes, correct. So we are dealing with two HTML pages. So this set will store two different window IDs. Okay. And then for this, I'll first have to annotate once again how this iterator will work for this. So see, this is a set. Okay. And inside this set, this is for parent window ID. We had created a space, or it actually got generated as we are dealing with two different HTML. And this is for child one. And the ID will got generate over here. Okay. So now to iterate for a set, we cannot use, actually we have to use the iterator. So basically iterator by default, when we create iterator, and absolutely we are doing with string, dealing with string, so we have to write generics of string. And this is the reference variable handles, which is this reference containing two different IDs, okay, one and two, parent and child. And then we have to use handles.iterator. Now this iterator will actually having this sort of visualization inside the memory, okay. And here is the iterator, okay, which is pointing to nothing, okay. So now we are having two IDs, so we'll have to tell just that string, as we are storing that ID into string, parent window ID, this is the reference variable name it.next. So this is the reference for iterator, so I should say it, and this is the iterator, okay. So this it then dot next will point to this one first, okay. And I had did over here child window ID, I had given a relevant name it dot next. So it will, by second line or the 40th line, it will point to child window ID, okay. So now by two these lines you can just simply print, if you wish to print this particular randomly generated code or wish to print this code, okay, because inside string you had stored these two IDs, okay. So now we got the power to switch to the actual tab or either a pop-up, okay, which is browser based, okay. So do remember that we are only handling browser based thing, okay. So where it get key, okay, over here. So we are switching from this page to this over here, means by this HTML code to this HTML code, to try to deal with some elements inside over here, okay, from this pop-up. Or if I just add over here, it will just came as a tab representation, okay. So now driver dot switch to window is the method, and just simply give this child window ID, because it is available inside string, and this window method will actually accept this particular string. So we are switching between the parent window to child window. Now you are able to actually access all the web elements. So there are not web element available, so we can just simply check the title for this pop-up. So it is title, and just maximizing the thing, okay. Control F, title, okay. And this is the title, okay, for the pop-up test Wednesday, and the date today's, okay. So it will actually print the that particular title from the child, okay. I had given some relevant string before that. Now, just like dealing with frame, if you wish to, I'm just closing this particular thing, okay. If you wish to do something over here, filling some sort of forms or some validations or something over here, and just came to the main page, okay, or the parent page, you have to switch once again to this ID to the parent ID. That's why we had calculated the parent ID also. Otherwise, we don't need to calculate this parent ID, okay. But we have to do this particular thing it.next, okay, two times, because as I annotated, first it will point to parent, then to child, okay. So I'm just closing the pop-up after that, and then I'm switching back to my parent by using switch to window parent window ID, which is stored over here. So for entire session it will not change, but whenever you close that particular pop-up or the actual main window and reopen that, it will actually reassign some different ID, okay. So for entire session, this will actually works the both IDs. So switching back to the main ID, and just we are doing printing the title of the main page. Okay, which is which will be this one. Okay, so I'll execute this script first. Okay, okay, it is taking time. Hmm. So now it got started. It will click on the first link, pop-up got generated. It will fetch the title, close the pop-up, okay, fetch the title of the main page, close the browser, okay. And for both, you'll able to see the two different titles, okay. So this is the thing. Whenever you are doing dealing with tab also, so I'm having the tab also, okay, frames, windows, okay, over here, yeah, over here, see, separate tab, so you can automate this particular scenario also. Clicking over here, it will open the tab, okay, fetch the text or deal with something. And just if you do driver.close, it will where our browser pointer is right now on this particular thing, this particular new tab got open. So if you do driver.close, it will close this one only. And if you use driver.quit directly, so this page and this page got, both of them got closed. So that is the actual difference between driver.close and quit. Quit will close both windows or the multiple couple of windows you had opened inside the browser, and close will actually closes that particular window where the driver pointer is available. Okay, so it will close this one, or you can just simply do play with this particular website also. So it will close with driver.close, and quit will close the entire browser. Okay, so that is also one of the interview question. So now, any doubt in this, I should ask you this particular window handling thing, because in this is the only part you have to deal with first. Okay, and once you get the parent and child window ID, okay, you'll able to switch between. And one thing I should tell you, okay, if there are multiple pop-ups, so we'll click on this one. This is pop-up number one, this is pop-up number two. So there are two pop-ups available over here. Okay. Hmm. So now, how many HTML page we are able to see over here on screen? Anyone?
Three.
Three.
Correct. So you can do different manipulations. By default, we came on this particular page as this is the base page. Okay, and then after clicking on this link 2 and link 3, you get to see this second pop-up and third pop-up, or this is the first pop-up and second pop-up. This is the, as this is a base page. Okay, so for that you have to write once again this particular line, and child window id, this will get child window id 1 and child window id 2. But you have to do two different clicks also, because this will actually work, or this set will actually store only those of the window IDs which are actually got opened on your browser. Okay, so now if I only clicked over here, not this one, okay, this one, okay, so if I click only over here, it will store two IDs, parent and child. Okay, and if I click over here, then now it will store three IDs, parent, child 1, child 2. So you have to deal with that particular thing also. How many pop-ups are there? It will store, and beforehand you have to click and generate that pop-up or tap first. Okay, it will internally not do the thing. Okay, and then after, wherever you wish to switch, okay, either directly to the third one or the second one. This is the second one and this is the third one. So if you wish to switch, you can just directly switch as you are having the power over here in form of string as a window ID. So write this particular simple line, give that particular window ID, child 1 or child 2, switch between that, and then if you wish to go to the parent directly, go for parent window ID, or if you wish to deal with this pop-up, go doing some step over here, give this ID over here. Okay, so this is really simple. Only the newer part is just like frame. Okay, this part is over here for tab or pop-up handling, but only browser based. So now, having any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, okay, then uh, uh, go for the next one. I'll close this. Now, sometimes you'll able to see this sort of thing, okay, where after writing or filling some form, you have to upload your some copies of your documents, and clicking on this sort of thing, you'll able to see, okay, this particular thing, okay, or any drive or by default wherever it got opened, okay. So main thing is that this is the window based pop-up, okay, and we cannot handle it. Actually, Selenium is not having the capability to do it. So okay, so how will you upload a file? Just say uh, okay, downloads, and I will okay, I'll upload this file. Okay, there is something, a bean file, a firmware of a router. Okay, so I'm uploading this file, and just you have to click on upload button or the OK button. Okay, so this is a basic scenario. So how to deal with this? Okay, so for this, first of all, just click and inspect, or I should say tell you the direct script. Okay, see, head over to that particular website. Okay, and then wherever that particular button which actually trigger your window pop up. Okay, so this particular button is doing that particular thing, just inspect that button. Okay, and by inspecting that, you are able to see input tag. Okay, so input tag is important. Okay, and the second most important thing is the attribute, and attribute value should be either type is equal to file or name is equal to up file. You can just say this should be the thing which actually needed to do without handling the Windows pop-up, upload the file on this particular application or website. Okay, so first you have to see over that particular button which will trigger the window pop-up for upload. Then it will point to that line in this HTML. Then input you have to actually check, then type should be file, or sometimes name will up file. So as this is a demo website, both are them are available. Okay, both of them are available over here, but either or will be also work. But input and this one, or input or this one, or both of them. Okay, and then this is the web element for this. We had find out, and then you have to just simply use that web element, and you have to do not dot click operation, you have to do dot send keys. Okay, and dot send keys, and it will actually give, you have to actually give the path where your file is available. Okay, so I'll just quickly give some any random file. Okay, okay, so I'll give some download slash or in C drive. I should get to, okay, we'll upload this file. Okay, so just copy this over here, and this is our location. Okay, I copied that location, just pasting over here. Okay, and our job is done. So we'll don't have to do a dot click operation. That will actually trigger the window pop-up for upload and will not able to handle it. Okay, so you have to do over the button a send keys. Okay, and then just I am clicking on the next button to upload that file. So if I try to execute this, it will actually do the thing. So website got opened. It will not trigger the window pop-up, but file got uploaded. Okay. So this is the thing, or you can say a trick you can do. But in actual, this will work every time. Whether only the thing is that you have to check for the type is equal to file or name is equal to up file. Okay. And the second thing, if this is not available, you have to go for some third party tool, auto IT or securely. You have to this will trigger, you have to find out that particular file, then click over here, and then it will upload that particular file. Okay, which is somehow I should say time taking. You have to learn that tool, that locator strategy of that tool. Okay, installation, then environment configuration. So this will be easy one. Okay, so this is a file upload scenario. So any doubt in this? Stefan, Sagar.
Will it happen that both the options are not present? That is, up file and file.
Hmm. That is I'm telling told you just now. We have to
Okay,
go for then securely or auto IT tool. Then we have not any choice to do some trick. Just I told you.
okay,
But most of the cases for this upload file upload scenario, type or name is 90% of the thing available. Okay.
Okay. So now we have uploaded the file, but
Hmm.
now how to do testing? How to verify if the correct file is uploaded?
So that is actually the application perspective. Now you can see I'm uploading that same file, bean file, na. Okay. See, this is the bean file. I'm just clicking over here, press, or you can verify this text also. That what is the file name? Okay. So that file name you are giving over here. Okay, this one is different one we are uploading. So fetch this file name or store inside a string that this is our file name, and go for back and check after uploading that file name is coming over here as an web element or not. So if I try to inspect it, okay, so it will be available. Okay, this text. Mm-hmm. Oops, it got open, no file chosen. Once again, I have to upload C drive. Okay, now this time we'll upload this one. ठीक है, copy this one, close. It's once again. Mm-hmm. Put over here. So it is actually not showing over here, but our application should give some relevant inputs that it had got uploaded. And as just you are able to see, as this is very demo site, I have to really find out over the internet that both options for type and name. So I had chosen this, but our application will show some sort of web element changed. that your document with this name got uploaded, and just if you wish to continue, you can just press on the upload button or this some button as a confirmation. So you can validate that web element by fetching the text. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, guys, about any frame alerts, pop-up, tab, and this file upload scenario?
So, Sarang sir, can you detect if a window-based pop-up is present on the browser? Like we find browser-based pop-up alerts. I mean,
Hmm. So what is the question? You can
so
detect.
yeah, can we detect if a window-based pop-up is present on the browser? I mean,
But after doing some actions, it will appear or not. It is the question, na?
yes,
So if I understand you properly, after clicking on this button, scenario is this, that this window-based pop-up got opened or not.
yes,
So for this, you have the no choice to do some trick like work. You have to do for go for secure auto IT, because you have to validate something just like open got over here, or this
hmm,
open button, or some sort of by default this PC or in Windows 7, my computer got printed over here. Okay, something you have to validate, and for this we are really helpless in terms of Selenium, that it will not get actually having any locator strategy to handle Windows this
okay,
pop-up. Okay. Okay.
And actually, what
Mhm,
happens many times is when we click on some link and it will get opened in new tab.
mhm.
Then the parent window address will also change. It happens sometimes. Let's say if I am
Yes.
downloading some software,
Hmm.
then
It happens.
in next window it will show the downloading status, and
Hmm.
the parent window on the window on which I click on download, the
Hmm.
that page address all will also change, and it will show that
So,
thanks for
so at that,
downloading.
so
no,
at
but the
that,
handle will be same, na, Sarang sir. If
handle
the
will be
address
the
changes, the
same.
handle will be
And
same.
yes, I'm just telling the same thing. Handle will be the same. And whether if this particular URL got changed due to just some click operation and dealing with some new tab, you can just simply fetch the URL once again if you wish to do so.
Okay.
But in entire session, both the IDs child and parent, either for tab or either for pop-up, will be the same. So we are having the control power with the help of that IDs, window IDs. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay, guys. Anything else, or shall I call it a day?
Sarang, actually, we had a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Stephen, we both had a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to execute the script from the console,
Okay.
and by entering that command mvn to install something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sarang sir, this is regarding the assignment, the JUnit framework.